All right, now here is a Hurricane Monarch for sure. No other genes involved. And you can see how dark this snake is. And has all the hurricane swirls here, and it's got a lot of deep oranges, and it's brown. It has no blacks in it. What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily, and I have a beautiful super hypo Granite Burmese python here, and she's going to help me bring in today's episode. She's put on some nice eyes. Look at it. What's better than a white Burm? Wow, such a nice, beautiful snake. She got some nice black eyes. Look at those black eyes. Anyway, this past weekend we were at a Daytona reptile show. We had a ball. Met all our old friends that I haven't seen in probably 2 or 3 years, or as Brock Wagner told me, 4 years I haven't seen him, because maybe that was really the last time I was at a big show. It just felt like 2 years. It's actually 4 years I wasn't at a show. So we got to see a lot of great people. We did a lot of great interviews. You guys are going to see them. I'm going to pepper them throughout the next couple of weeks onto the channel so you guys can watch them, because what I try to do is, rather than give like the highlight of the whole weekend in one video, I like to do an in-depth interview with people who's got cool stuff in their collection. You know what? And to be honest with you, this is the first year I went and I didn't bring my video guy, so I really had no excuse not to see every single booth. And it was so big, Pablo and I just couldn't do it. We were exhausted. I couldn't even walk after one. My ankle was killing me. We got as much as we can, and I'm really sorry that I missed Ron St. Pierre, because I heard he was there, and I really wanted to see his stuff, and I'm mad. I don't know why I didn't see him there. We walked everywhere, but it was a great show. I really highly encourage you guys next year to check out the Daytona Reptile Breeders Show. Now, having said that, we're back in action here this week, and we're going to take a look at a couple cool things in the collection. We're shipping snakes today. Pablo's about to leave for FedEx, and I have a clutch in the incubator that I cannot identify. I know what the parents are, but I'm not really sure. So we're going to take a look at that. That is a Monarch clutch, or potentially Monarch clutch. And we're going to look at a couple other things going on, some breeding action here at the facility, and you never know what else might show up. Stay tuned. All right, here's my pickup from Daytona this past weekend. This little worm. I picked up a worm. This is an albino milk snake that's also splotch. So it's a splotch albino. Splotching is exactly what it sounds like. It just splatters the color everywhere. Usually it expresses itself differently when different genes are in combination, from what I'm being told. So I picked up an albino splotch, which this guy's a little teeny pain in the neck. Look how beautiful he is, though. See, I'm diversifying. I'm trying to get some different stuff in my collection just so I can show you guys cool stuff. And I'll show you. This is the female. I'm gonna show you the male I got. She's beautiful, though. Look at those red eyes and beautiful red body. All right, and here's the male. This is a het splotch, T positive. So it's a T positive. It's a T positive albino. It doesn't have splotch. Now, how do you tell splotch? Splotch usually gives stripes and all kinds of craziness. The normal pattern, which is what we're seeing here, is the striping. See these little bands? That's the normal. So this is only het splotch, but it's a visual T positive. Now, the interesting thing about T positive and T negative snakes is that they're allelic to each other. So if I breed them, I don't even know if allelic is the right term, because if you breed T positive to T negative, you can either get T negatives or you can get T positives. They definitely sit on the same allele, the gene. Now, obviously, 50% of the babies from this breeding at some point in the future would be obviously splotch, visual splotch, and everything would be 100%, because the female is a visual splotch. He's het splotch. The reason I didn't get a T positive splotch is they were really expensive, so I cheaped out. I went for the het, but he's still beautiful, so I can make everything that I want to produce with these two. So sometimes you don't have to buy all the visuals, you can just make stuff. That's what I always say. Look at that. I think the T positive is actually better looking than the T negative in these Hondurans. But anyway, they're teeny tiny little worms now. They're gonna probably be only eating tiny pinkies for a while, and we'll grow them and we'll show you how they progress. Now, while we're looking at my my colubrids, we might as well see some more colubrids. This is my beautiful Anery Palmetto corn. This is my favorite, one of my favorite snakes in the collection, I think. He's so gorgeous. He is so gorgeous. There's little poops in there too. I'm gonna clean up. Look at this guy. What a beauty. What a beauty this little snake is. I love it. I love him. I do. And here's my albino girl. This is my albino palmetto. She's gorgeous too. That white is just so vivid in these. And it's offset with a splotch, those little like dots. I don't even know what you want to call it. It's just a great, what a great morph this is. Imagine if we had palmetto and like ball pythons and boas. I mean, I guess you got it in retics with the cow retic looks like this. They got more dark pigments in them. But then again, this is albino, so I guess an albino cow wouldn't have any black. We have some early breeding action here. They were actually locked earlier. I don't know if they're locked right now, but they're wrapped. Possibly not locked, but they were locked earlier. Pablo took a picture, and I thought this girl was going to go last year or this past season. We potentially could get an early season for 2023 litter here. She just didn't go. The other one went. We produced those beautiful Hypo blizzards, super Hypo blizzards. This girl is not going to go until, like I said, probably 23. She is a sharp sun glow, and she's het RDR. Ralph Davis Reptile Black-Eyed Anery, and she's being bred by an Arabesque Sharp Sun Glow, which is a Hypo albino. It's het RDR. So hopefully we can produce some Arabesque Blizzard stuff, some Arabesque Phantom stuff. That'd be pretty cool if we can do it. It's funny, I really thought this girl was gonna go this past season, and I don't think she is. She's eating still. She's not sitting on the hot spot. She's an IMG Anery, 100% het albino female that I produced myself back in 19. I guess she was still, she's big, but her mama was big too. So I guess she just wasn't ready yet. Probably a little too young. Maybe the male I bred her with was a little too young. He was a fire, but he might have been a little too young for her. Or maybe she just wasn't ready. Sometimes these boas, when they're ready, they go. When they're not, they don't. So I might start trying to breed her a little earlier this year too, just to see. Since she didn't go last year, maybe we'll get her to go a little earlier in 23. But beautiful, beautiful IMG girl. I'm so happy I held her back. She really turned out really nice. As you can see, she's not completely black, but she's not motley either. So it's the motley IMG combination will give you the totally black boa. All right, guys, I want to show you a clutch that just hatched out. We're going to probably have more questions than answers when we're done looking at these guys. This was a Super Pastel female that was also sugar, and she was het Monarch. I think I showed her to you. She would not breed with the visual Monarch male I had for 3 years in a row. I finally said, forget it, and I bred her to a het Monarch that I had produced. It's a Spider Hurricane het Monarch. And we actually produced the first Hurricane Monarchs earlier this season. I'll show you those before we wrap up today, just so you can get a little update on them. They're awesome. So now I have this group of 7 babies here, and I have no clue what I'm looking at. Now remember, it's het Monarch to het Monarch, so it's 25% chance. We should have hit at least one in here. Pablo and I think this one might be the one. I know it doesn't look like much, but everything has to be pastel in this clutch. So this is pastel for sure. And it's definitely Sugar. You can see how light it is here. Sugar and Calico are the same gene, by the way. If you guys didn't know that. I love Sugar. So this is definitely Sugar Pastel, but I think this is Monarch too, because it's kind of like a very light color. And it has like, it's like diluted, which is what a T positive would do. So even though this snake is not cooperating with us, maybe she'll open up if we put her here. That, I believe, is a Pastel Sugar Monarch. Now, the cool stuff is the Hurricane stuff we produced in here, right? This is Pastel Hurricane for sure. I thought this might have been Visual Monarch too, but Pablo's not so convinced. Hold on, let me get some runaways here. He doesn't think it's, he thinks it's too dark, and he might be right. But Hurricane does darken stuff up, so unfortunately, I produced a Hurricane Monarch before, but I didn't produce a Pastel Hurricane Monarch, so I really don't know what they look like. Is this Visual Monarch, or is it 66% het? I am not sure. I'm open to suggestions. Definitely Hurricane Pastel. It's a really nice Hurricane Pastel at that, if it is only those two genes. You know, Pastel usually unwinds a lot of the Hurricane swirls, but they're still there and you know, lined up in the alien head. So this is definitely Hurricane Pastel. This one is very similar, Hurricane Pastel, but it's got some like blushing in the lower portion. So I'm wondering if this is maybe Hurricane Pastel Sugar, 66% het Monarch. I'm not sure. This is just a Bumblebee, I'm pretty sure. This is Spider Pastel, 66% het Monarch. I don't really see any sugar in here. This one is just, I think, Pastel. It looks like it could be Hurricane, but I don't know. I don't think it has enough going on in the alien heads there. These guys do not want to participate today. They just want to be left alone. They're probably going into shed. But it does have this really weird connected dorsal type thing going on. And that's why I was thinking, well, maybe this is Hurricane. And maybe this has got some Monarch stuff going on. And it's a lot of these snakes are very orangey, which is typical of Monarch. But when I show you the Hurricane Monarchs from the last clutch, you're going to be like, you got nothing here. I really think this might be the only one. And the reason it's so light is because of the Sugar and the Pastel together with the Monarch. But I don't know. I could maybe have struck out. Can you imagine what terrible odds I would have gotten if I got no Monarchs with a 7 egg clutch, and it's a 25% chance of getting them? I mean, I could theoretically have 2 here, you know. And it doesn't look like I have maybe just 1, maybe. So, look, you don't always get what you want. This one's also got some paradoxing in it, which is kind of cool. So, we'll have to see. I'll see what they look like after they shed. I don't really see anything that definitively jumps out at me and says Monarch. I do think that these Hurricane Pastels are really nice, though. And so, I want to see what they look like when they shed out. All right. Like I said, we're going to have more questions and answers after I show you this clutch, and I was not lying. All right, now here is a Hurricane Monarch for sure. No other genes involved. And you can see how dark this snake is. And has all the Hurricane swirls here, and it's got a lot of deep oranges, and it's brown. It has no blacks in it. Because the T positive doesn't remove all the dark pigment, but it definitely removes it doesn't leave black. It usually makes stuff brown. That's why I think maybe only that one snake, that Sugar Pastel, might be a Monarch. Everything else just got black in it. I'll even show you the brother to this one. Look at him. Same. There's a lot of browns in him. I don't know. Just doesn't look like we hit very good odds. I'll even show you the sister. Here's the sister. She's, I think, just a regular Monarch. I originally thought she was a Spider Monarch, but no way. She's a regular Monarch, and she's also brown. So, no blacks. So I have to assume that we struck out. Maybe we have just one Monarch. Anyway, these guys are coming along really well. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. Hopefully you guys are having a great week and a great start to the week, I should say. And hopefully you guys are going to enjoy those Daytona reptiles.
Say that again. My apologies.
My Apple Watch is answering me now. Not only that I have an Apple Watch is answering me and saying I didn't understand what you say. It's not bad enough that no one else understands. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you guys are going to enjoy all the Daytona Reptile interviews that we had. And if you guys have any feedback on that Monarch clutch that I had, I'm open, because I know that these jeans that light things like pastel, they can kind of screw with identifying, you know, Monarch. I might have none. I don't know. I want you guys' opinion. Put them in the comments below. Reach out to me. I love when I get opinions from you guys. And I promise you tomorrow we're going to be looking at the albino water monitors, because I know we just got them last week, but a lot of people say, how are they adjusting? What do you got them set up? And, you know, all that's coming. Believe me. I got them to eat. I think the second day I had them here, they ate some, we chopped up some small hopper mice. They ate a little chicken the other day, but not a lot. I think they're still a little nervous and they're getting used to everything. But I'm going to show you tomorrow. We'll do an in-depth look at them. I love those guys. And I'm trying not to stress them out too much the first week that they're here, just so they get acclimated to the new cage and the lighting and all the heating stuff we have. It's a little different than, I guess, when it was at Shane's place. So we will take a look at those tomorrow, I promise. All right, if you like what you see, guys, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, hit that like button. I'll see you back tomorrow morning.